evening, John.
What's good about it?
Well, I don't know. It's an evening. It's warm, but it's not too warm.
Quite warm in here.
Are you warm?
Yeah, I'm quite warm.
Oh,
I'm perspiring. I'm not doing a Prince Andrew.
you're not. Well, just please don't tell me you had dinner at Pizza Express in Woking, John.
No, why would I have dinner on a Pizza Express? Period.
Yeah.
2, why would I be in Woking?
Why wouldn't you be in Woking is the question, my friend.
I don't even know where Woking is.
Neither do I, but that's where Andrew went for Pizza Express, and that's his story, and he's sticking to it.
Oh, when he should have been sweating.
He doesn't sweat, John. He doesn't sweat.
He does. He's a liar. He's a little liar.
And with that, John, would you like to introduce the show?
Hello, one and all, and welcome to this episode 116 of this fine show
116
that we call Chasing Dissent Live. 116 episodes in from me, the man in the van, formerly, and now hunkering in the bunker, and from Ben in the South Coast studio.
Hi.
Hello, you old bastard.
I know, it was my birthday yesterday. I aged, John.
You are now a Freemason.
I am. Well, if you believe those conspiratorial things anyway. And you know, when I put out one of those videos yesterday, I said, you know, no agenda. No, I just happened to be on this earth for 33 years. That's not my fault. I didn't choose when I was born. Right? Don't infer anything by it. Oh, for Jesus Christ's sake!
What can you mean?
Just don't infer anything by it, John. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, do you like the new set decoration, John?
It's lovely.
It is, isn't it? I can't turn the lights on though, because if I do, it fucks up my camera.
I'm not sure about the Ukraine colours.
I had no choice, right?
No choice.
I ran out of red because it only come with like one of each colour in each letter, but then some letters didn't have a red, and so...
How many colours did it come with? Did it only come with 3 colours?
3 colours.
RGB, except it wasn't green, it was yellow.
Yeah, and this thing also said in the box it comes with a USB port in it. That was a fucking lie. Does not come with a USB port.
What? Chasing Dissent Live?
No,
Why
the box. It's a light box.
Yeah, okay.
And it says comes with USB port. There is no USB port on this thing anywhere.
What was the USB port before?
To power it.
Oh, so how do you power it? Batteries?
Three AA batteries.
It's come from China. Perhaps.
Definitely come from China, because the stuff it says on the box is just not true.
Yes.
I
It's a Chinese knockoff.
I thought, my wife got me that for my birthday, and I thought, well, you haven't spent very much money, have you, dear? It's an obvious Chinese knockoff, but I like the on-air thing as well.
Is that part of it, or is that separate?
No, they're 2 separate things. They both light up individually.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And they're both battery powered.
Yeah, they both be powered by battery, but the on-air one at least does have a USB port.
It's probably safer that way, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because then when you lose power, you'll still be able to have some lighting in the shed.
It's not a shed, John.
Okay. In the studio.
Yes, it's a studio. It's not a shed, and it's not a shed as well.
Okay. When's Throne of Dragons on? Is it tonight?
Yes, 2 a.m. So
2 a.m.
I will be up for 8 o'clock in the morning and giving it a watch.
I could watch it early, because if you want it out for tomorrow, bloody hell, it's going to need to be edited.
Yes, exactly right. I think what we need to do, and this is a work discussion right now, but what we need to do is, when we have our morning meeting at 10:30 tomorrow morning, film our House of the Dragon review at that point.
Yeah, so we need to have seen it by then.
Yes, so we're going to need to get up in the morning
Okay.
and watch it.
Okay.
A full HD copy will be online somewhere, John.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sure. If you must go sailing on the high seas, I will not judge in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, Jim lad.
We obviously we do not condone sailing on the high
Oh,
seas.
lady, it's a pirate's life for me.
Anyway, John.
Yes. Yes, Ben.
You know what I'm going to ask.
Yes, we do. Roll VT.
Rolling VT. You know what? One day we'll make a new video. One day.
Yeah, one day. One day.
And we won't tell you we've done it. We'll just play it and we'll see if you notice.
Yeah. So you better be paying attention.
Yeah, you better be paying attention. Because, well, if you're not, then you won't notice that we put all in, well, John put in all that work to make you a new video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so John.
Ben.
What's the first item on the agenda tonight?
The first item on the agenda tonight is a good law project to sue Ofgem.
Good.
On the basis that they haven't carried out a proper analysis of the impact that this is going to cause on people.
Let me interrupt you here. A government organisation not carrying out a cost-benefit analysis.
Oh, no, it's not a cost-benefit analysis. It's an impact analysis because part of their charter is to determine how this is going to affect vulnerable people, in particular those on low income, children, and disabled people. So there you go.
Yes, do you know what? I actually fill all three of those criteria.
Yes,
I'm on low income. I have small children, and I am disabled,
mentally and physically.
He just uses me to jump the queues at the theme parks.
Have cripple, will travel. I think we can make a movie called Have Cripple, Will Travel.
Do you know what?
Yeah, we could do that actually.
We could add a little series. Actually, we could make it a little YouTube series. Have cripple, will travel. Yeah, our adventures on the road as we go and jump the queues everywhere.
Because somebody will copy it. I mean, the Sky News is already copying us.
Sky News copies us every week, John.
Yeah, but they copied my China theory.
I know.
It's a bit off the wall and they copied it.
It's not just them that copy us. GB News copy us.
Yes, they do. They do.
You know, and nobody watches this show except clearly somebody's spying the things we say. Either that or they're all just fucking psychic, John.
Well, either that or we're right. But we're only getting there 6 to 8 weeks ahead of them.
Yeah, that is also a very, very strong possibility. And also an update on the brand new tube situation. Brand new tube will be back for next show. So if you are considering going back over there, then we will be live on brand new tube with 117 as the site returns at 6:30 in the evening on Wednesday.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
And we shall see how long it lasts.
Yes, yeah, right. Moving on. In other fictional news, NASA is going to launch. NASA's going to launch its Artemis rocket tomorrow.
It is from Kennedy in Florida, yeah.
And it's going to go round the moon.
Unmanned.
Unmanned. Well, yeah, because how can you get through the Van Allen belts if you're a man?
Well, this is a test, John.
Yeah.
This is a test. And if it goes good, they're going to put people in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then they
look
go,
how that works. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. Yeah, so it should be interesting. It's supposed to go up at 1:30. Maybe we should do a live stream.
what, and watch the launch?
Well, why not?
Half past 1 in the afternoon.
It's from our favourite country.
Our time, 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's from our favourite country, Florida.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us tomorrow around 1 p.m. as we go live for a Chasing Dissent special, where we will be watching the Artemis rocket launch live.
And we can commentate on what's happening.
We can commentate with. You have some kind of knowledge, and I'll just nod and agree.
Yeah.
Crack the occasional quip.
Yes, right. So moving on. Well, it appears now. I have to be careful, possibly, but AstraZeneca appear to have gone off-piste.
Oh.
Yeah. Because the CEO of AstraZeneca has said that he doesn't think it's beneficial or a good use of public money to be giving people something.
And we will let people infer what that something is from this point.
That's interesting, though.
Well, it is interesting.
AstraZeneca is the poor bastard child, isn't it?
It's the one that's been completely ignored. They government have said no, thank you. We don't want your stuff anymore.
It's the runt of the litter. It's been left on the doorstep in the pouring rain.
It has, yeah.
Driving snow.
Outside, it's dumped in the box outside the orphanage, waiting for the nuns to come and hear the cries.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah. So they've gone off piste. And speaking of going off piste, our chums at Moderna are now suing Pfizer.
Yes, they are.
And BioNTech over the mRNA technology.
Yes, they are.
Hold on a minute. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you want to be associated with it? So I think the whole thing's mental.
What I think is happening here is that these organisations, these corporations, are eating each other alive. Right?
Oh yeah, they're trying to, yeah.
You know how the far left always eat their own, right?
Yeah.
This is what's happening over there as well. This happens in the corporate world, the corporate pharmaceutical world, it would appear. So interesting, and something we will obviously keep an eye on.
Both of them still got full protection from liability, so it doesn't really matter who's.
They'll just sue each other. It'll be hilarious. So before we do move on, I sent you a little video clip earlier on, didn't I? Well, I sent you and Adam, I believe. No, it was just you. Of Sam Hyde, the comedian.
You did, yes, you did.
Now, I didn't think you would have added it to the list, so I'm going to throw you a curveball and add it to the list, right?
Okay.
Because last night at the O2, there was essentially a YouTube boxing event. Loads of YouTubers fought one another. Andy Warski fought, Sam Hyde fought, KSI fought a couple of times. And when Sam Hyde, the right-wing comedian, won his boxing match, he called out Hassan Piker of the Young Turks, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, Hassan Piker has been threatening for ages that he would bitch slap Sam Hyde and the likes, right?
Okay.
So Sam Hyde made some very interesting statements in the ring. And yes, he's a comedian, but how he walked out of the O2 not in custody, I don't know.
Well, the adrenaline-fueled statements.
Shall I play them? I've actually loaded them up.
Do you think we can?
Well, we're commenting on it.
Okay.
We're reporting on what someone has said.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And we'll do it in that vein. But you need to hear this.
And this guy he's a well-subscribed YouTuber.
Well, Sam Hyde, I believe he's banned. I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't play it.
But we're going to play what he said, right?
Okay.
We're going to play what he said because I can't do it justice. And I just thought, is this actually a joke? I mean, I know he's presenting it as a joke, But this is Sam Hyde after his boxing match last night, calling out the far left Hassan Piker of the Young Turks.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that, Hassan Piker. I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring.
No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him and wear his makeup and his dresses and use his skin as a coat like the ancient Irish did.
Well, that's your winner, Sam Hyde!
Bloody.
Yeah, that's cool.
He said that on pay-per-view to God knows how many people in a full O2. And he's like, I'm coming to use Hassan. And he's like, what? In the ring? No, in real life.
I'm going to stalk him and wear his coat as a skin. He's got a Game of Thrones on him, hasn't he?
I mean, I've never seen Sam Hyde so bloody buff in my life. He is Bill.
What? Who was the guy doing the commentating?
I'm not sure. He's probably another YouTuber.
Okay.
Was it Keemstar? I know Keem was definitely there.
I don't know any of these people.
But have we actually got anybody in the chat tonight? Is the chat moving?
Yeah, we've got Jesse and Adam.
Yeah, but this is the last chat message. Evening.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I was just making sure because the chat's usually moving way faster than this at this point.
But Shalini's not in it.
That's true.
That's true.
So anyway, after that, I don't know if it's a joke. Like, I want to. He's a comedian. I want to say it's a joke, but
of course it's a joke.
I don't know. He looked like he had real roid rage.
Nah, he was at it. He even had that kind of Patrick Moore eye, you know, the one big eye and the other one closed.
It was quite amusing to say the least, but yeah, we're just reporting on it. We didn't say it.
No, of course we didn't.
And
right, shall we move
on?
Moving on. So GB News reckons that most Britons want Keef as an PM and not Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak. Keef, really? The most boring man after Nigel Mansell?
I don't think most Britons want Keef.
No, I don't think so either. I think GB News have kind of lost it on occasion. GB News is a strange organisation. It seems to be becoming more and more mainstream on a daily basis, while still having the likes of Mark Stein and Neil Oliver as kind of standouts. But they're under pressure. I think their time is numbered. Yeah, no,
I you know what? I agree with you. They like to think of themselves as mainstream, but I don't think they are, and I think that they probably do good numbers during things like Mark Stein, Neil Oliver, and even Farage, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that otherwise they're just getting the numbers. I mean, Patrick Christie's is on the channel, but like, who is he? We know he was on Talk Radio, and he's got some opinions that people might agree with. But it's odd. It's an odd one because then you get people like Bev Turner. She was on GB News today or yesterday, basically saying "I told you so" because the mainstream media is now starting to take people like our side on the position of things like restrictions.
Yep. And lockdowns and things like that.
Yeah. It's been a long road. It's been a tough road, but we really are starting to feel vindicated. And at some point, no offense to people, but I am going to do the most ridiculous party video that just keeps having the words "I told you so" flashing up.
Told you so.
Yeah.
I told you this was going to happen.
That no matter how poor and destitute we all become because of everything that's been done to us, and whilst we tried to warn you over and over and over again, whilst I'm looking for rats to kill because I can't afford to eat, I will still dance around with makeshift confetti that I've made out of the A4 paper lying around upstairs, singing "I told you so." I'll suffer alongside you because I'll have to. Because everyone that supported those measures dragged us down with the ship. However, I still bloody told you so.
Told you it was going to happen.
Emma at YouTube hasn't got back to me, John.
Well, you know what?
Mm.
That strike should come off our channel as well.
Yeah.
Because that was purely about one thing that they now have dropped.
Yeah. You know what? They need
and
to...
It was only one tiny part of a, hour and a half long video.
It's you screaming that something doesn't work, wasn't it?
And I was right.
You were right. You know what?
They admit it.
We're quite often right. We're rarely wrong.
Rarely wrong.
Rarely wrong.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
So Lewis Hamilton said he was wrong today.
There's a first for everything, I guess.
I thought that too. I really did. I thought, bloody hell. Lewis Hamilton's actually said, well, actually, on this occasion, I think I made a mistake.
On this occasion?
Yeah, I didn't leave Fernando enough room. You should have heard what Fernando said about him, though, on the radio.
Was he going, Lewis, you can't?
No, he said, this idiot only knows how to drive and pass from the front. So Hamilton was out of the race. That was good. That made my...
Hamilton's pretty much always out of the race these days, isn't he?
Oh, no. He's been picking up a bit, but
he's a liability, John.
Yeah, he wasn't there today. And his pal actually made a breakthrough today, George Russell, who's the other driver. He made a breakthrough. On this occasion, he did not drive someone off the road, and he did not blame them for it. Because normally,
if I had any idea what he was talking about.
But normally, George, at every Grand Prix, George Russell has ran someone off the road and then blamed them for it. But today he didn't. He actually managed to keep it between the lines himself.
I feel so sorry for Lewis Hamilton. His multi-millions of pounds.
You should have seen the state of him. He was wearing what appeared to be a tea cozy on his head when he
I was about to talk about the abundance of dresses that he wears.
Have you seen the picture?
No.
Do you want me to see if I can find it?
I mean, if you can find it during the course of the show so we don't go pausing, sure.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't want to pause. Why would we want to pause?
No, we're because sometimes we'll sit here and you'll start looking for something and I'll go, you can do it, John.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, Lewis Hamilton's usually quite he's quite popular, so you actually see him you find these stuff quite quickly.
I don't know why I don't know why he would be. Oh, Jesus Christ, hold on.
What do you think of that?
What the ever living fuck are we looking at?
That's someone arriving at Spa with his tea cozy on.
Get it off the screen for fuck's sake.
The guy's a blogger.
Well, this is what happens when you've got more money than sense. You just start acting like a twat because you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's that's where we are. That's Lewis Hamilton. Acts like a twat because he can.
Looks like a twat, acts like a twat.
He's a twat. Shall we move on?
Iceland.
The supermarket or the country?
The country. Unfortunately, there's quite a lot of treat news this week. Okay, it's been quite a slow week. But
you're going to be pushing that button a lot, John.
Yeah. So Iceland has said it has injuries 150 times higher than what they would expect due to a flu vax.
Okay, you said a word you shouldn't have said, but
a flu.
No, the second word. You did.
Right, okay, but yeah, but
John,
but
I'm
that-
channeling my inner Professor
You
Xavier.
know what it is!
Oh, that gives me a headache every single time, John.
oh, I know it's shocking. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
Johnson.
And
blamed-
Johnson or Boris?
No, just Johnson. Just well, Alexander the Bethel, right?
Yeah.
John has blamed Putin for the cost of living crisis.
Press the button.
Putin! How?
Let me give you a basic economic lesson. A basic economic lesson from Ben of Chasing Dissent, ladies and
Go on
gentlemen.
then. Go on, please.
So, we are currently living in a cost of living crisis where inflation is rising pretty much out of control. Now, there is one reason, and one reason alone, for this. And it's not that. What it is that your government closed your economy for 2.5 fucking years, and then they gave you sweeties, they gave you handouts. And where did those handouts come from? A little thing called quantitative easing. And quantitative easing is where they print money, or in this case put numbers on a screen, because cash wasn't really printed for this, and inject it into the economy. But your economy, ladies and gentlemen, has one base value. So when you inject more money into it, all of the money that's already there becomes worth less. And that's why your Freddo fucking frog is 50p!
There you go. There you go. How much? 50p?
It used to be 10p, John.
50p for a Freddo?
Yeah.
Get out of here. How much is that 10p pick and mix now? Like £3 or something? Oh my god. Oh my god. It used to be 10 items, 10 pence.
Did I do well there? Was that a good explanation?
Yeah, I think so. In fact, I'm glad you've got a compressor and a limiter.
What
But
I'm
anyway.
also saying is I think we just made a YouTube short.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Are you doing this deliberately?
No,
Anyway.
I just went off on a little bit of a rant there, and then when we're done, I thought that's fucking good. We're using
Right. So here we go.
that. Here we go.
America is gagging, absolutely gagging to escalate some kind of conflict in the Middle East.
Yeah,
So,
that's the Democrats for you.
the Far East, because US warships have now transited the Taiwan Straits. Why?
I'll tell you why: to intimidate and invoke a war.
Oh, I don't think they're intimidating anyone. I think what they're doing is trying to provoke, aren't
Yes.
they? China, China's not daft though.
No, the CCP are actually quite terrifying, to be honest.
Yeah, they are, and they're the Chinese like to gamble,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll take their time when they're playing their hand.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what you have to understand is this is a country that proudly oppresses its own people. Proudly oppresses its own people. What do you think they're going to do to you?
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing. This is what I don't understand. I mean, my wife showed me something today. It was a black woman ranting on TikTok, right?
We like
About-
TikTok, yeah?
Yeah.
The CCP controlled app.
Yeah, ranting on TikTok about Drew Barrymore being racist for
Right.
saying she frolicked in the rain. She was out in the rain, and apparently that is now racist. You can't do that.
What?
You can't frolic in the rain as a white person.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So what I'm thinking to myself is, oh my God, you're black and you have no idea the world of pain that's going to come down on you when China takes over.
They don't really like African American people all that much. I will refer you once again.
None of the Far Eastern countries do, to be fair. I mean, they don't like whites either, but they certainly do not like people of a darker skin.
I don't know what. Well, racism is just inherently baked into their cultures.
China's racism is endemic in China. I mean, they don't like foreigners at all, and they really detest. Well, you know what? Star Wars poster. That's all you have.
Star Wars poster.
Yeah.
Right, but you know, when people call the West, America, the UK, France, for example, ethno-states or places that want to be ethno-states, Japan especially and China, they are actual ethno-states.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
They do not like foreigners moving in. They don't like them coming. And you don't see these same attitudes being, you know, foisted upon them. You don't see these woke leftists calling out the actual racism going on over there.
You can't call out anything in China because you would lose your social credit score and you wouldn't be able to travel or go on planes or eat or send your children to school.
You're not going to school.
You not go school.
You're not going to school.
You no eat.
And this is what I mean by proudly oppressing them.
For you. No fly lies for you.
Not trying. You're not going to escape. It's true. And by the way, if anybody's new to this show, we are equal opportunity accent destroyers.
Yes, absolutely.
We do it to all of them. We don't care what colour they are. We don't care where they're from. They can be white. White Europeans, we quite often destroy their accents.
So what people don't understand is that China has actively enacted a law that says that every Chinese citizen must report back any intelligence they gather about Western countries.
That doesn't shock or surprise me.
Right. Now, when you think about the amount of Chinese people that study in the UK or in the United States or Paris or Germany or whatever, you know, all these students are contractually bound to report back any intelligence. Now, this brings in mind the whole carry on about the Harvard professor, the girl and the spy, which may be a forthcoming video. But you've got to remember that all these people are contractually bound to report back to the CCP.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got to remember that most of the Chinese people that have settled in Canada and America and, you know, the UK and whatever, still have family in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or China.
Yeah.
More than likely Hong Kong. But Hong Kong is now China. It's now part of China. And those people, the CCP will not hesitate to throw your family in a gulag.
No, you know what? It's not China, quote unquote, that's evil. It's the CCP. It's Xi Jinping. It's the party. It's the rulers.
Yeah, it is.
And do you know what? Like I said, they absolutely... You want to talk about systemic oppression, systemic abuse, systemic racism, systemic this and that, the things you say that are present here, they are present there. Yeah. Right?
Do you know that every Chinese child has to read Sun Tzu, The Art of War?
That doesn't shock or surprise me. It doesn't.
It's mandatory reading.
Yeah.
What do we make people read?
James is now Jenny.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Chinese TikTok, right? The Chinese TikTok doesn't have any of this on it. No. You don't have people twerking on the Chinese TikTok.
No, you not only that.
You don't have any overt sexuality. You don't have any of that. All you've got...
None of these people talking about pronouns. None of that.
You don't have any of that. All you've got on the Chinese TikTok is people being strong and being prepared to fight for their country and to stand up and fight for their country and to work hard and fight for their country. Mm-hmm. That's all that's on the Chinese TikTok.
Yeah, and also the other main...
Yeah, so what's that doing to the Chinese people? It's making them ready for war.
Well, I agree with you. And Western TikTok is something they do not have access to. Oh, they don't have access to it.
Well, they don't. Yeah, the Chinese people don't. But the Western TikTok is purely there as a psyop.
It's intelligence gathering.
Oh, it's there as intelligence. And it's also actively breaking down Western society. It's breaking down the bounds of Western society, and that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to make the West ripe for the takeover. And if you weaken the Western civilization enough, then China will just roll in and take you over.
Yeah. Speaking of TikTok, that leads me into, I don't know if it's on your list, but Libs of TikTok, the Twitter account, has been locked out of Twitter since yesterday. I don't know if they've got their account back, but Chaya Raichik, I think, Chaya Raichik has please, if I've butchered that name, I apologise, but she called a children's hospital in Washington, D.C., and got them to admit, in two different departments, that they were performing gender-affirming hysterectomies on children aged 16, and one of them also said, we've had kids that are younger come in. It's on audio record. They said it, right? Yeah,
and so they've been pulled off of Twitter.
So Libs of TikTok has been viciously attacked. The Washington Post sent her a message and said, "Would you like to do a telephone article?"
No.
But she said, yes, I'll do the telephone interview if I can record it, right?
Yeah.
12 minutes after they contacted her, she responded. Then they published the article several hours later and said she hadn't responded to them.
Oh, yeah, that's poor. But that's mainstream journalism these days. It's not journalism anymore. It's propaganda and narrative pushing. That's all it is.
But they said it. It's on audio recording. She's got the recording.
Hold on.
They're saying that it's not true. The hospital are saying it's not true.
Ben, hold on, Ben. Can I just give you a brief reality check here, okay?
Yeah.
Where the fuck have you been for the last 2.5 years? It doesn't matter what was said and what wasn't said. It's what they say that's true.
Yeah, and the social media companies are very much in control of the narrative. They know how much power they wield.
Like if fucking Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan. What the fuck was all that about? I'm good because I didn't censor people as much as Twitter did.
No.
Fuck Zuckerberg, you're a bot.
So what I actually took from that, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I actually took from that was that the FBI were breaching everybody's First Amendment rights.
Yes.
And that's what they were doing.
And the social media companies were going along with it.
Yeah, because
you can't make a potential president look bad because his son did something that maybe implicates him doing something, and
the big guy.
It might not be true, but it fucking was. In fact, let's just go to Peter File right now.
Okay.
What's his daughter said?
Well, we know Ashley Biden, his daughter, there was a diary. It was about a year ago now, right?
Well, she's still saying it. She's still saying the showering was inappropriate.
So, when she was an adolescent, Peter, as we will call him, would
Peter
make her shower with him.
Yeah. This is your fucking leader of the free world.
Yeah.
Fuck me, people. Get a grip.
I can't believe charges have been brought against people for stealing that diary when nobody stole it. She left it somewhere and it got picked up.
Do you think maybe she left it somewhere deliberately?
I think so, and I think those charges are being brought because they didn't want the content being released. It's political.
Oh, of course it is.
I mean, just like what's happening to Trump.
Why is Biden? Why is this thing about Biden not a major news story? Why isn't this all over the news? Because this potentially, as the leader of the free world, might be a Peter.
Okay, he probably well, I
With his
can't
own
can't say what I'm going to say. So
Yeah, you can. With his own kids. Why is this not a major news investigation at the very least?
well, let's look at the news organisations.
Because he's a lefty.
Yeah, but let's look at the news organisations and some of the allegations they have made against Trump, right?
Well, yeah, well, okay.
So here's a comparison I'd like to make. So allegedly, Trump got impeached because he allegedly tried to get opposition research and interfere with a political campaign of a rival, even though Joe Biden hadn't announced his running at the time, right?
Being a foreign agent.
But it doesn't matter who through. But Joe Biden is using his Justice Department, his FBI, to raid Trump, to go after Trump, to try and... He's doing everything Trump was accused of.
Yeah, of course he is. And now, staying with Joe Biden, he's now trying to buy votes by giving a $10,000, just don't bother paying back your $10,000 of your student loan. He's just trying to buy votes. That's monumentally weak.
I think it won't work.
That can't, but you can't do that on the run up to an election. And I know it's only terms, but it's still an election.
But I'm telling you now that I don't think the levers of government, Congress, the Senate for sure, will actually allow it. I think that they'll strike it down.
If they do, then America is lost.
Isn't it estimated, and I could be wrong, but isn't it estimated to be costing something like $3 trillion?
What? Oh, $3 trillion. That sounds like a familiar figure. Wasn't there $3 trillion of a hole in the defense budget announced the day before 9/11? Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
and that gets buried in the news, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's just going to cost too much money at a time when the economy of the country is in free fall. The economy of this country is in free fall. The economy of the West, but the economy of countries that close their economies are in free fall.
Mm-hmm.
And guess why? Because they closed their economies.
Closed their economies.
It's nothing to do with Putin!
Putin!
It's nothing to do with him.
Nothing to do with Putin.
Do not let your government lie to you.
Someone made a tweet today, and they actually explained what was going on in Russia, and Zelensky and all that, and how that everything was sitting in the hands of the West and NATO.
Of course.
Right. So it's all up to NATO. I mean, if you think about it, Zelensky was all set to accept Russia's deal. He was going to give up Crimea and Donbass and honor the Minsk agreement, right? Honor the Minsk agreement, give up Crimea and Donbass, and then everything would be fine. They would all be pals again, and Russia could loan them their money that they needed and everything. They wouldn't even need to go to the IMF. But 2 days later, Alexander the Peffel Johnson appears. Zelensky changes his mind, and now we're 6 months further down the line. Why? Because he was told what to do, because he's an actor, and all he's doing is reading lines. This guy isn't running a country. He's fucking reading lines. That's all he's doing. This is Wag the Dog.
Yeah, it feels like Wag the Dog. It really, really does.
There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. And the person that made that tweet, I thought was going to get lambasted.
Yeah.
And one person said, Russian propagandist detected. And that person replied to that person saying, Ukrainian propaganda, says the Ukrainian propagandist. And then it's been nothing but likes for that other person, the person that made the original tweet.
Now, the thing is, I always feel like we have to preface this with saying that doesn't mean Russia is the good guy, right? Oh, no.
Right, hold on a minute.
No.
There are no good guys. There are no bad.
Exactly.
Right? The whole thing's a shit show, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I would actually go as far to say there are bad guys, and the bad guys in this instance are the UK and the USA.
Well, I will go as far as to say as the bad guys are all of them.
Yeah,
Every
well,
government.
Yeah, well,
Every government involved.
This is a proxy war against Russia to bring down their government because
I mean, we're now stationing aircraft ready to fight.
Yeah, so, I mean that's fucking ridiculous. You can't take on Russia.
Our war.
This isn't Russia that you're dealing with. You're dealing with China as well. And this is the part that I don't fucking get because you can't poke one bear and not the other.
Yeah, but it's not
Both the bear and the fucking dragon's going to be on you.
Yeah.
This is going to go all Game of Thrones, and we'll be fighting over chickens and hovels in the middle of nowhere soon.
I tell you, my heart is in my throat when it comes to
chickens.
But my heart is in my throat when it comes to the idea of Liz Truss possibly, well, likely becoming Prime Minister, because she has actively said she would like to arm Taiwan. She has also said she will give no direct governmental support to families or businesses when it comes to the energy / cost of living crisis. And
right.
She has said that we will basically defend Ukraine to the end.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's terrifying. She's gonna get us in a fucking war.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, this isn't a war that we're going to come out of. We might come out of it better. We might be under fucking the Russian. We might be under Russia by the time this finishes.
We are a tiny little island. We do not own an empire anymore, right?
And people forget that. They forget that. We don't have an army. We don't have a fucking navy. We do not rule Britannia does not rule the waves anymore. So we don't have an army. We don't have a navy. We've got like 4 nuclear missiles, and we are fucked if it comes to war.
Our tech guy, the man behind the curtain, works with the British Army, and he tells us very clearly, and he's told you all as well on this show, they're not even able to feed themselves, right? Do you think they're going to want to go to war? Look what we do to our fucking veterans. And I know we've been swearing heavily throughout this show, but look what we do to our veterans. We leave them on the streets while we're paying £5 million plus a day to house people that have come across the channel in 4-star hotels. But the people that have served this country... I'm a lefty, for fuck's sake, and I'm parroting what would be coined right-wing arguments. But I just believe that charity begins at home, and the people that we should be helping first are certainly the people who have served this bloody country. How many of them are living on our streets right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am at a loss with the so-called left, right? They're the people that I used to call home, and I don't call the right home, and. I don't know where I sit anymore. I don't know. It's
You're
really doing my head
homeless.
in. Well, I am, because I'm a hippy-dippy, tree-hugging fucking liberal, right? But at the same time, I can see the points being made, and some of these are very valid.
Have you ever read or seen Ayn Rand's film? What's it called? Oh, fuck, what was it called?
I think the answer is going to be no.
But anyway, in that, there's this hidden land that they all have. All the intelligentsia have disappeared to. They've gone through this hologram type thing, and they're in this hidden land. It's a bit like Wakanda, I suppose, except for white people.
Right.
And really, I'd love to find it because I would go right fucking now because this place is going down the toilet.
Are you talking about Atlas Shrugged?
Atlas Shrugged, that's it. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah. Well, I feel lost. I feel homeless. I feel like I can't relate to most people anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, because most people are willingly going along with mainstream media.
And, when it comes to places like Ukraine, it's not propaganda that people are dying. People are dying.
Of course they are.
Places are getting shelled.
What was it I was pointing out the other day? That according to data, Ukraine could be losing up to 46,000 soldiers every month.
And I will say this. Fuck the soldiers for a minute. Not fuck the soldiers, but fuck the soldiers for a minute. My concern is with people like us. People just trying to get along. People trying to live their lives. Yeah, and then having their houses blown up. Their kids blown up. Their pets blown up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. But that's what Russia hasn't done, right? Because Russia hasn't leveled Kiev. It hasn't leveled any of the towns or cities in the Donbass. What it's done is it's pulled people back. It's pulled back, and it's basically set up a grinding machine on the front, right? Where it's shelling the soldiers that are on the front line, and it's killing them in massive numbers.
Yeah, it is.
Right? And that's what they're doing. They're ripping through the Ukrainian army. And nobody's admitting this. That's the problem. But that's the information that we're getting from third parties, not from Russia, but from third parties, that's what's happening. So Russia are deliberately not targeting civilian populations. And that's why it's taking so long, because if you have no compunction, right, Russia could very easily do a Nazi blitzkrieg style war. Germany hit Poland, and Poland didn't know what the hell. They didn't know if it was Tuesday or bank holiday in July. They had no idea what the hell was going on, right? They just got hammered. And Russia could have done exactly the same to Ukraine, but they've deliberately not targeted the civilian population. And they've obviously done that for some kind of reason. And I'm not saying that Putin's a good guy, but because they're doing that, it's making the war much longer, right? But all this shit about Russia being in trouble, and because they're taking so long, that's because they've lost so many people and they can't do that. That's not the case. That's just the way they're working, and going to churn through the Ukrainian army pretty soon. And then what's Ukraine going to do then? They're going
to beg us.
That's the problem. Yeah, they are. They're going to turn around and go, "We need help."
Yeah, and
if somebody fucking turns around and goes, "Oh, here we come," that's it. Game over.
Yeah, it's World War III.
Yeah,
it's World War III. No,
and we're not winning. We're not winning anymore. This isn't the 80s. This isn't the 70s. We are not winning anymore.
No, we are not. And John, can we move on to something a bit more upbeat?
Well, I think we're nearly at the hour, and I'm thinking I've got a substantial amount of list left.
Okay.
More than half of it, right? So I think
should we move that into tomorrow afternoon show?
Yeah, I think we could. Because we could fill that in while we're waiting for the rocket launch that probably never takes off.
Yeah.
So what would I like to say? Hold on. It's not been it's not an up market. It's not an upbeat show, but that's what happens because we represent real life.
Yeah.
We represent what's really happening in the world. So sometimes things are great and funny, and sometimes they're crap. So what I will do is I'll go to the last item, and it's we're back in Scotland in Edinburgh. Right.
I thought we was going to talk about the lesbians.
Oh no, they're not that funny, right? That's actually quite sad that those organisations have got to that level.
And we'll talk about that tomorrow.
We'll talk about that tomorrow, but let's go to Bute House in Edinburgh. And Bute House is the official residence of the First Minister, I think. Although, she doesn't stay there. She stays with her lover. Oh, sorry, her husband. In somewhere in South Lanarkshire. But apart from that, so Butte House isn't suffering from any of the rubbish overspill that's all over Edinburgh, because the bin men are on strike in Edinburgh. So Edinburgh is rapidly becoming akin to the suburbs of Bangladesh.
It's becoming a city-sized landfill at this point.
Yeah, really it is. And the thing that gets me is these people that are on strike are probably going to then get overtime to clear this shit up. The whole thing's ridiculous. But anyway, so the people that are on strike and the ones that have had a constant job all through the last 2.5 years, when other people have been getting binned and not been able to find jobs, and businesses have been going out of business, and other people are getting unemployed, and but when people have been really struggling, you've had a constant job for 2.5 years, and now you want payback for what? For being employed for the last 2.5 years when everybody else was fucked. Good job, bin men. Good job. You know what? I have no sympathy for you. Your job has got to the point where you collect the bins once a fucking month. But not in Butte House. Because Butte House, although it's funded by the public purse, the bins are picked up by private contractors.
Of course they are.
And the place is looking fucking spotless. So everybody in Edinburgh should take their bin bags and dump them in the street that's Butte House is in, shouldn't they?
They should either dump it in the street that Butte House is in, or just accidentally over the gates, John.
Yeah.
If they were to teleport their way to the other side of the gate, there's nothing could be done. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just it's just one of those things.
You know what? The council workers sometimes get a bad rep. Okay.
Yeah.
But on this occasion, they deserve it.
Yeah.
Because they've been fucking protected for the last 2.5 years.
Whilst most people
totally protected while everybody else is getting shafted without, right? And not even getting a reach around.
Yeah. So,
you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, council workers.
Well, with that, I would like to say, we have a second channel. It is called Liberte, Leberte Media. And on that channel,
may change.
It may change. That is subject to possible change. But on that channel, we do things like review pop culture, and we do vlogs. We do other things, daily life, bit of fun. If we're going somewhere, we might film it and put it on there. As I've said before, we were at the air show. Well, I was at the air show a couple of weeks back with a couple of our Chasing Dissent subscribers. They came down, and there's a vlog of that over on the channel. But we've also been reviewing the new Game of Thrones show, House of the Dragon, and She-Hulk.
House of the Dragon. Don't go there. She-Hulk's getting pasted, isn't it?
Oh god, it's getting bad, right? But
it's really getting pasted.
But at some point tomorrow, our review will be live of episode 2 of House of the Dragon. So if you want to know what we think of it, then come along and watch our video. We're going to shoot that in the morning. It comes out at 2 a.m. tonight, so we will watch it, so you don't have to. Or if you do watch it, then you can come along and see what we think and see if you agree with us or don't. But we'd appreciate you subscribing over there. It's youtube.com/Liberte Media. And also, one more thing, we will open the after party during the credits of this show. And if you are a patron, by going to patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, or a subscribe star at subscribestar.com/Chasing Dissent, you will get a link. I'm going to put up a patron-only post. John will send out emails to subscribe stars with a link to this show. You can come in right now. As soon as the show finishes, you can join us right in here, have a chat with us, have a laugh with us for a little bit, and it's just for patrons only. So, if you are going to do that, then please head over to patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, or indeed subscribestar.com/Chasing Dissent, and we would really appreciate the support. And I know people can't afford to do much at the moment, and it's all shit, right? But we would really, really appreciate it. So thank you to all you people that do go over. We really do appreciate it. John, whilst I queue up the outro, give them a cheery close of the show.
Yes, I'd like to thank everyone, one and all, for attending this episode 116 of Chasing Dissent Live.
160!
I'm sure it's been good for you, or has it? If not, let us know.
I wonder if it's been quite depressing for them tonight.
We'll change. No, we won't. But you'll always get an irreverent look at the news, and you'll probably get a laugh at some point in the proceedings.
And we'll be back here tomorrow from about 1 p.m-ish. We will finish the list.
And we'll watch the big rocket head into the sky. Let's see how that goes.
Where's that song from Eurovision this year? It's like, I'm up in space, man. That one. We could put that on.
Yeah. Anyway, roll VT.
I will in a sec. I knocked my coffee machine over.
What the fuck have you done?
This is what I do, right? I knock my coffee machine over for your entertainment. Right, I shall roll VT. John, say goodbye again.
Good night. Bye-bye. See you.